Happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome back to the farm. We are busy doing lots of things today. Started with some other projects earlier today with some helping hands. We had Neil here today. We had Matthew joining us today. Jess came by this afternoon. And once the farm was closed, Dragon and I got to an even bigger project that we needed to get taken care of, which was moving our weaned lambs over to our orchard. Joining us now with that beautiful sunset in the backdrop is our chief visionary,
Vision didn't work.
Dragon. Happy Tuesday, Dragon.
How you doing?
I am fantastic. I'm spending the afternoon with my husband doing some farming. We're doing some husbandry today.
No, husbandry. Animal husbandry. It was animal husbandry.
Animal husbandry, yes. Tell the people what you've done.
So we gave him a big pan. Show him the big pan.
No. The outline is on the other side.
If you guys remember from last fall when we had sheep in the orchard, they were eating the bark off the trees. Adults, I thought. So I was like, what if we get the babies, the young ones, maybe they will not eat the bark, and let's try them out. And unfortunately, as soon as we put them in here, first thing that they started doing was chewing in the trees. Oh, Kevin's idea, we make the rows, pens inside the rows, 3 rows, so until they get used to not touching the trees. So they don't have that big of a pen. There's only, what did we say, 13 of them? 13 of them. And since this is a new crew, even though they are used to the other electric fence, but this one is, show people, where's this one connected?
This one is very, very hot because this is a charger that we have plugged in directly to an electrical power source. So you might be able to actually hear the charger activated. There we are. That thumping noise means this guy is really hot. And as soon as Dragon plugged it in, I was on the opposite side of the fence and you could actually hear the electricity just kind of coursing through it. So having a young crew like this, they will definitely learn to respect the fence. They've been doing pretty good with the more powerful solar charger that we've purchased. That's been containing everybody quite nicely over on the big pasture. But now that we have this newer generation, we are doing our best to implement some much nicer learning a little bit earlier for the types of habits and behaviors that we want here on the farm for our flock. And they will teach the younger ones and the other generations that come behind them. Back to you, Dragon.
What did you tell him?
A little of this, a little of that. Told him to respect your authority.
Oh. So yeah, productive day. We'll show you tomorrow what else we did.
Yep.
We gotta feed the babies, but there's one of the projects right over there in the woods.
Nobody can see that.
Everybody can see
The
that.
sunset is distracting.
But yeah, we set some traps, bee traps. This is a swarming season or swarm season. This is the time of the year that the bees swarm. Whether our bees swarm and we don't catch them, but they shouldn't since we're checking them. And in case of any wild bees, we hope to catch a swarm of bees. We have a swarm catcher right there, and we have another one in the big pasture, so we'll see. But yeah, this is a long overdue project, glad to be done. We have 3 rams that we also banned. They're going to be butcher rams.
What does that mean, banding?
Euthanized, right? Is that?
No.
What's it called?
You have.
So it's not circumcised either.
No.
What is it? Come on, Kevin.
Kevin's been working all day. My brain is.
What is it? If you know what I mean. So yes, so they're gonna become butcher lambs for probably midsummer. We're gonna see. We're gonna raise them here on the grass, and we're gonna decide which girls are we keeping from this group. We're not gonna breed them, but we might breed them this fall. Actually, they should be ready for this fall. Maybe late, like December breeding. And yeah,
Bella is very concerned because she
this
cannot.
is new. This is
She
new.
she doesn't know how she's going to be able to keep up with 2 zones now. The other day when we were testing the fence, the ducks got a little too close, and we knew right away that it was doing its
Waiting for
job.
one of them to get zapped. To see. I'm afraid that Bella is gonna be the
Yeah,
first one to get zapped, and then it's
Bella's
gonna
more
be-
likely to get zapped first before one of the sheep.
All right, let's get to work. We gotta feed the babies.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming along on Project Week here on the farm. Lots of spring beautifications going on, and we will bring you that as the week progresses. We'll see you soon. Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to another day of hard work by Neil. We are out in the bottom of the fig orchard area, right by the big barn. Lots of transformations going on this week. We still owe you guys some other updates, but right now, bringing you one that is in progress here in this area. Dragon tilled this up a couple of months ago, perhaps. And as he was doing that, his mind started racing as always, shifting, thinking whether the project in mind was the project to become or something else. And here's where we've landed, right here, right now. Joining us today to tell us what he's done is Neil.
Hi, everybody. I'm Garden Gnome Ganeel. You might know my dad, Gary Gnu from the Gnu Gnus.
Neil, tell the people what you've done.
We tilled, dug holes, planted plants. Don't ask me what kind. They're all the same to me. No, we forgot. We put fertilizer in, and then we planted the plants, refilled the holes, mulched. That's it.
Sounds like a completed project.
And we assembled new carts.
Yes, this is how Neil started his day, putting together.
This is my cart. I've labeled it as such. There's a secret code hidden in here somewhere.
Wow. I was like, what is that?
These
Scribble.
Yeah.
beautiful, new to us, and actually brand new carts that are now gracing the farmland. In addition to the blue carts that, if you visited, you have used before. But with the season starting to pick up here soon, we wanted to make sure we had enough opportunity for people to shop as much as they wanted without worry about how they're going to get it to their car. So these flat beds will be great, especially for outside in the garden center, a little wider than the ones that we have, so that people can have a little more capacity for some of the larger potted plants, maybe for a few flats to add there as well. And we still have the blue carts or even these to move in and out of the store when necessary. Dragon, happy Thursday.
Sure it's Thursday?
I'm sure it's Thursday. How are you doing today?
Slaving away. Neil doesn't take breaks. It's not fun working with him. But yeah, we got a lot done. Yesterday, did you show many of this yesterday? No?
No, we did not.
So first row is blueberries that we moved from right behind the trailer over there and after the trailer.
Dragon is mentioning this area right up here. We planted blueberries maybe 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and they never moved.
I never done anything, so we got them here. We added some additional. We have, how many we have, Neil? 15 blueberries? They're 5 foot, right?
15.
Yeah, 15 blueberries. And then 2 rows of raspberries. And it's going to be 2 rows of blackberries. This is Heritage. This is Caroline raspberry. They're both ever-bearing, so they're going to be bearing fruit all summer long. And then we have a Primark Freedom blackberry. And that blackberry fruits on the first year cane. And last row of berries is going to be Triple Crown blackberry that fruits on the second year. But these are the blackberries that we had in the store selling bare roots. You can see them they're starting to bud up and get all this seed. But yeah, looks good. Really happy. Getting use of all the wood chips that we have from our pine project that we had in our driveway.
You were mentioning too about
leave it there. I'm gonna do the last row too. Thank you.
You were mentioning about the pine bark and the straw.
Unintentionally, pine needles are good mulch for berries because berries like acidic soil, and pine needles make soil acidic. So this area in between the rows, the dirt area that you see now, we're gonna till one more time. It's perfect bit of the tiller, and plant some clover. So in hopes that clover would kind of suppress all the other weeds, and clover usually doesn't grow more than 8, maybe 10 inches, and doesn't need to be cut as often, so it will allow these rows to be more cleaner. So, but yeah, super excited. We got a lot done. Decided to have the berry patch actually here. Started planning, having it here, then kind of got it postponed with the other projects and planning. if it's gonna be here or not. And now I'm glad that we're gonna be able to harvest some blackberries and raspberries. This blueberries, not so much. They're blooming, but not so much. We're still going to use some T-posts and build a somewhat of a cage for the berry canes. They grow from 6 to 8 feet tall, but at least the first 5 we're gonna keep them contained. So yeah, that's it. What else you got, Kelvin?
Nothing from me. Anything else from you, Neil?
In breaking garden gnome gnu's, Kevin is gonna help plant the last row.
Oh,
I don't know if he knows that yet.
okay.
Not yet.
I'll make sure that I'll
You
put
won't
that.
be surprised.
I'll put that in the
You're just-
USPS for his
You won't be
attention.
surprised.
All right. Well, we'll see how that all pans out. Literally.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
Happy Sunday, everybody. We've made it to the end of the week, and we've made it to the end of a few days of more springtime prep and transformation here at the farm. What you see before you right now, other than a very tired farmer, may look like nothing more than a blank canvas, a bare ground, but in reality, what this is capacity. It is our ability to grow at scale, to host events, and to have a place for all of those visiting our farm, especially during the upcoming Farm Fest, to have a safe place to park. Last week, we said we'd reveal this week, and if you've made it to the end of this week's vlog, you now know that we have been doing is preparing our overflow parking lot. which we were sure we were going to get lots of use out of. This space right here had been our cut flower garden, and it still had remnants of that from 2 seasons ago, and we needed to pull up drip irrigation. We needed to pull up plastic. Dragon went through last week and tilled a couple of times. Justin spent the bulk of the day here today smoothing this out and also working on a few other projects that I will go around and show you. But before then, happy Sunday, Dragon. How are you?
Tired. It's been a long day. But busy day. Really busy in the store. We had some reinforcement. Cindy, Sam, Stephanie stepped in, helped us out. Got some of the plants out. Gonna walk that too.
Yep, we'll walk up there and
Got some of the plants out. Some of the stuff that's ready for the sale. So we put that out, priced it out. Just worked on organizing stuff. I was just thinking about this field. It's interesting. After 5 years, we're putting it back to what it was to begin with. After all that, but like Kevin said, it was a market garden. It was bumpy because we did the row planting with flowers and veggies. So it was kind of hard when cars are going over. It was just hilly. So we tilled it, so it was easier for Justin to even it out. And it looks good. It still needs to be a little more compacted, but it will take some traffic on it to get really compacted. I will try to spread some seeds too on it, grass seeds, probably clover. And that's it.
All right. Well, while we're walking up to see the garden center start to boom, come to life a little bit more, we'll see some of Justin's other work from today. We also had a pile of asphalt millings delivered a few days ago to be able to fill in some of the potholes that were created just normally during the winter with all of the snow and the rain and the scraping of the snow. Always have to do a little bit of spring maintenance from that. This area also too here got a much improved remake. This where the millings meet the dirt is where we had blueberries planted several years ago, and of course kind of right here in line with that cone right there was where we once had that white fence. All of that's been taken down, making way for some other projects in the future. And as Justin was here today also too, fixing up the parking lot here, doing a little bit of widening of our entrance driveway, because it's always been a long-term goal that's nearing hopefully completion sooner than later, to have one way in, one way out traffic here at the entrance so cars don't have to wait. Widening the gate also too down there, and did a little more formal identification of the entrance here to where the parking is going to be. Another big project headed our way at some point this year, hopefully too, where those pine trees were. For those of you who are still lamenting the removal of those, never fear. There's always something on the vision board here at Garden and Waste Farm. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to walk them up now to see the garden center. Fresh batch of millings always makes the place look nice, even if it's just to kind of scrape down and shuffle a few of the newer things on top. The yard got its first cut of the year yesterday as well. I don't think earlier this week, it might have happened, I think Monday or Tuesday. The seating area got a refresh as well, with Neil and Matthew here putting to use all of those wood chippings from the pine trees that we had. Instead of buying some pine bark or some wood chips to put down, we used what we had here. Also elevated the picnic tables with some brick The tulips that we planted here are starting to open up, give a little pizzazz to the area. Strawberry plants, the bare roots that we were selling here at the farm just a couple weeks ago. Dragon decided to pot up a few in a few planters and place here around the seating area. So there are, I believe, 4 or 5. 4 here, 3 here, and another one over on the other side of that table. Always nice to have a little interactive distraction for kids. When we had these raised beds that are here were in their original spots over on the far end of the parking lot. One of the last things we had planted there was a strawberry patch, which was nice for kids to be able to go and take a look at as well. And walk on over to the garden center. Our roses, which you may have seen, have been in and out of the greenhouse and most recently inside the big barn. Stephanie helped to pull those back out today. Once we checked to look at the temperature and think that we... Dragon is saying that these guys over here still got a little stunned by the cold, even not being directly outside, but not being in that extra protection inside the greenhouse. Meanwhile, these are tulip planters that we planted beginning of the year or in the fall. And
December.
These got planted end of the year. They're starting to open up and look very nice. Perfect for folks who are looking for something for Easter, which is next weekend. We have some of the herbs that have been inside the greenhouse that were ready to come out. Pansies here, more strawberry plants that are potted up, ready to go. Looks like some broccoli over here that's ready. Some asparagus we have out too. These are tulips that we have opening up soon for cut flowers on this side. In these crates, we just overpacked these crates with maybe 100 bulbs in each one. And we saw at the beginning of the day pulling these out of our walk-in, which we had them in there to help slow their growth a little bit, to be able to have them bloom a little bit later in the season, towards Easter, towards Mother's Day, towards the Farm Fest, when people are going to be looking for some bouquets. So you can just kind of see the difference in the ones on the right that were all planted at the same time, but to be able to slow the growth on them by putting them in the walk-in seems to have worked. Yarrow has been loving its life inside the greenhouse, as well as these hollyhock right here. All of those things are booming nicely. Some of the bare root berries that we got in are not bare root anymore. Grapes are looking nice. Also some raspberries and blackberries on the back end. Shade cloth went up today. This is our 3rd year using the shade cloth. Stephanie came early this morning to help us start putting it up, and I mentioned to her that we've learned a lot of lessons, and this was the easiest put up in 3 years. And some shade loving plants here, some Jacob's ladder, and some foxglove. Take a look at the bare tables, because in the next few weeks we will be filling this space continuously all the way through fall, hopefully, and getting lots of this stuff moved out and to their forever homes. That's going to do it for us for this week's vlog. It's been a very long week with lots of stuff going on. If we were to capture it all, it would for sure be over an hour-long vlog. And while we know some of you enjoy spending time with us, we like to respect your time by not having to give you more than we feel necessary when the highlights are here. So definitely going to be more to come. I think that this is kind of the ramp up of what is going to be a very exciting season. Always remind ourselves that we need to remember to slow down, to soak it all in, and to especially enjoy the time that we have with many of you who, some of you are visiting the farm for the first time, and a lot of you who come are really excited about all the changes that we've been doing and able to see them in person. Dragon?
Oh yeah, it's been a busy week, another busy week, but it's probably the slowest busy week for upcoming times because we have a lot coming up. Greenhouse needs to be planted. By that I mean in the ground. We already brought in some tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, zucchinis, squashes. So those are ready to go on the ground. We just need to put the irrigation down and the weed barrier plastic. I'm hoping to get that done this week. Developing some idea for the fence line, potentially doing some living fence there, and just filling up the garden center like Kevin said, hopefully by the end of the week, this coming weekend, if weather is nice, we probably gonna have a full garden center. So
Definitely looking forward to that.
and that's the Easter weekend.
Easter weekend is a week from today. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot coming up.
For sure. Well, I know that traffic seemed to be pretty heavy, so some of you might be traveling during this week and next week, especially. We are entering peak spring break season, so if that's you, be safe out there on the roads. And if you happen to be traveling through Virginia, coming down US 301 and driving through King George County, make sure you stop right here and see us at the farm. Everybody stay safe out there, and we'll see you again real soon.
We'll see you next week.